in a best of 7 show match that I played versus him a couple days ago. This game is actually going to take place on Cross, and if you guys are not familiar with the map, there's basically 4 lakes in each corner with a lot of fish in in each one. And then the map in general is rather open, but you're usually able to wall up your base at least. So it's kind of like a semi-open map with water in each corners. Viper's going to be playing this one in the red as Malay, and I go ahead and play in the blue with the Persians. I think the way I think of the Civ matchups right off the bat is that Persians have a much stronger early to mid game. However, Malay will completely dominate them in late game because they have the infinite food from the fish traps and then the no gold costing two-handed swordsman. So late game definitely from Malay if they control the water, and Persians with their faster docks and their faster TCs will dominate the early to mid game. Let's hop right into this one and see exactly what went right and what went wrong for both players. All right. So right off the bat here, I think my first goal is really just to dock my water and look to wall up my map and also go for scouts. The reason you want to go for scouts on this map, at least with Persians, this was my strategy, was because I wanted to control the other lakes, at least one other lake. Because the more lakes you control, the more you're able to fish. And if you can ideally control, 3 lakes, you're not really going to control his lake. If I can control 3 lakes, I could potentially fit like 6 docks on them and get a lot of fishing ships. So that's my goal. No doubt that Viper will also try to contest some of the outside lakes as well. Okay, so big mistake from Viper here. Losing his scout in the first few seconds. And you can already see me send villas out here to wall. But you'll see a mistake from me in a second as well. Bam, I lose a villager. So I'm down a villager, he's down a scout in this early game, and you can already see me trying to full wall my map. I think this might be a mistake though. So right off the bat, I'm trying to make my fishing ships, but I don't have wood because I've invested it all into walling. So I think too early with the walls, especially considering he went for his scout. So this was definitely not a big mistake, but a small mistake on my part because it slows me down for no reason. It's like I'm doing damage to myself. And boom, look, I'm housed randomly. So losing a villa, getting housed, and not having the best production, this is not the best start for me, alright? But I do actually manage to get a return kill on his villager. So that is kind of light at the end of the tunnel there. It looks like our build is very similar. 5 fish for him, 4 for me because I was slow in the production, even though it should be faster with Persians. Panic full walls at 5 minutes. Yeah, this is completely terrible decision by me. I think the idea to full wall is a nice one. In fact, we're both going to go for it eventually. But the timing is important. Viper will go for the quick walls much later on. I don't know what I was scared of even. I probably didn't even have to full wall. I have the much more aggressive Civ. So one thing that I should note here is that I should play my Civ. I have the stronger early game Civ. I don't have to wall. And that's definitely a big mistake for me. Because if I can use all that wood into making extra docks on both sides, into making my stable earlier, there's just so many things I can really be doing instead of walling. So I think that's probably a big mistake in the early game here. Shadow off, what's up? Alright. Don't put out all the foundation for the wall. I think just not walling that early in general is fine. Alright, so Viper going to 2 docks fish boom on his lake. I'm doing the same. However, I'm actually going for this lake very soon. So I open my walls, I send a villager. I want to dock this lake. And like I said, I ideally want all 3 lakes. I'm not sure though. I'm not sure why I didn't send a villa here as well. There's no reason not to do a dock here and a dock here, especially because I have scouts. If you take a look at my map here, I have the map control with a scout here and a scout here. So we'll see if I end up sending a villa out here or not. But currently, I'm not really using my Civ to the fullest potential because, like I said, Persians are really good in the early game. I have to make the most use of that, and I'm not sure if I do that. So let's take a look. So Viper is going for only Spearman defense. Gets down his first range now, but he's not looking to really go aggressive. He's looking to really just play defensive and weather the storm until Malay become really powerful in the late game here. All right. Okay. So at this point, oh, this is a cheeky move from me. I end up walling his spearman in. It doesn't do much, but it was quite nice. Now he dies to the wolf. But yeah, again, I have the dock here. This is a good move. So let's see my economy here. Dock here, but I couldn't afford to do a dock here as well. And I think that was wasted potential. I could even see Viper sneaking a Vil here. This should never happen. Let me just zoom in here a little bit. I tried to break into his walls now. And maybe I'm quite successful in doing that, actually. I will find a way to break in onto this weak wall. So that's quite nice for me, but there's no reason for me, if I unfog of war here, to let him get this stock here. I should have one scout patrolling, so I'm not making the most use of my early game advantage. As far as fishing goes, he's got how many fish? 13 here. I've got 13 here, so it's exactly the same, actually. That's pretty nuts, to be honest. We're literally doing the exact same build. And the only advantage I have is that I'll also double dock this side. But I'm kicking myself because letting him get this dock is actually a really terrible move for me. I don't do damage to him. I kind of just keep him on his toes with my scouts here. I don't think I actually end up getting any villagers. So maybe not the best. Maybe I should have used my scouts to get map control. End up dropping my second stable here. Note to self, a market earlier would have been better to click up faster. Notice I'm floating a lot of gold, a lot of wood as well, so markets could have really helped, or maybe just go into berries earlier. Comes with my inexperience with cross, but I think my biggest mistake so far is letting him get these docks in this corner. Like this is like him sending a villager to make a TC in the corner, and I know that's a possibility, and I still let him do it when I have full map control. So I'm trying to get the little wins, like trying to get a villager, like trying to Hera snipe this one. It ends up just costing me so much more, right? Yeah, so I should at least keep one scout patrolling here. Note to self for future reference. And in a more generic term, what I could say is just scout more. I should, instead of just, like, okay, let's go to my point of view here entirely. Instead of only scouting something once, you constantly, like, scout and rescout. If I had sent a scout here, again, just to see what's happening, I might have caught the villager out, so I'm not seeing what my opponent's going for. Alright, so he's going to go for the, castle age here. He's already in castle age. I'm going up to castle age as well. He's investing into crossbows and gill nets. A very logical move from him now as Malay. You want to get into gill nets early because obviously you have the strong late game, infinite fish traps as well. And I think I overreact to, so this is probably my second mistake of the game. I think I overreact to these crossbows. So he has 5 crossbows. I see the 5 crossbows. I am walled. I don't have to do a third stable to deal with these. I can easily go 2 stables. In fact, the third stable will not be producing for, very long anyways. So I think going for the third stable is kind of a mistake here. A very big mistake. Definitely something I shouldn't have done. And even at a siege workshop, oh my god, this is so much investment for 5 archers. This is so cringe when I look back on it because, like, it's like he's doing damage. It's like I'm doing damage to myself. You know what I mean? He's doing so much damage, but he didn't even attack me. And again, I already have it as a point on my notepad. Let me just pull out the notepad here real quick. Overreacting to aggression. So it says don't overreact to aggression. There it is. And this is exactly what it is. Overreacting to aggression. And it's actually a big mistake, man. Like, investing into 3 stables now. Look, I'm already not producing from it. 2 minutes into Castle Age, and a third stable is completely useless. So, definitely a big misplay. And now I notice that he's on this fish, or in this lake, and he should have never even gotten here in the first place. No, I'm going over some Rex right now, Alejandro. I'm going over some Rex only. And this will go to YouTube as well. Alright, so now Viper actually goes for the fast timp, and this is something I never considered as well. He went 2TC, fast timp. I thought he was just going to play in the Castle Age. And so I don't regret my decision to boom. I think this, like, booming is fine with Persians. But I do regret my decision to go 3 stable and a siege workshop. That's way too much, alright? We can all see that, right? You think players that lack the mental aspect of Viper? I don't think I overreacted because it was Viper. I think I just overreact in general. Sometimes. So I do think that some people get psyched up. psyched out. I don't think for me it was the case. Maybe in later games, but not in this one. This one I was up 2-0, I was feeling good. I just think that I overreacted to aggression. And now I'm going for my second Siege Workshop, and this is a good move, only if he's in Castle Age. But I didn't even consider the fact that he can be going for Fast Imp, and had I known, had I played All Visible and saw that he was going for Fast Imp, had I like stream cheated or whatever, I wouldn't do the Siege Workshop, okay? Because Mangonels versus Arbalest with Bracer, they don't do anything. So, you know, definitely, and I even switched into Light Cab now because I see him adding in the Monastery. I do so many reactions that simply don't make sense. I was trying to push him, but I never even considered the fact that he can be going for a Fast Imp. Mangonels vs Viper don't do anything? Nah, I disagree. Mangonels in game 1, for example, even if he has good micro, if you play Mangonels well, they still do stuff. Looking at the score, yeah, that is very true, Nilly. Very true. Yeah, I should have expected it. Like I said, I didn't look at the score once in this game actually, because had I saw it, I would have suspected it. And I remember what I was thinking. I was thinking I'm gonna push him in Castle Age, and I thought I'd capture him doing monk defense or crossbow defense. I never considered Fast Imp, so I think this is not the correct approach, and I had all the hints on my sides. I did a nice job here to take out the docks, but I actually don't take out all the docks, so that ends up doing nothing. So still the mistake of giving him the stock is still pretty big. Hi YouTube, yeah, smiley face pyramid. This is definitely gonna go to YouTube, and it's gonna be titled something like you know, how to self-analyze or how to improve, because a lot of people on YouTube comments have been asking me like, yo, Hera, I've been trying to improve, I just don't know what to look for. So look for these things when casting, because there's a lot you can learn from seeing both perspectives. So just comparing the vill counts now, I just want to see if this position ever occurs again. He's 55 vills, alright? I'm still in cast stage, I haven't clicked up to Imp, but I'm on 63 vills. I'm not that far ahead. I'm losing this game. I'm losing quite a lot, actually. I'm up only 20 pop. Can I run in, though? What if I run in and raid him? Like, instead of fighting his army, what if I run in? And also, why am I only attacking on one area? This is again, probably my biggest mistake. It's like, I'm waiting here for an invitation into the front of his base. Why not pressure this area with Mangonels, for example? I have one here. Why do I just wait in the center? You guys know what I'm saying? I could have easily took the time, moved to this hill, and took down his ranges. I knew about it. Why not move to this back area and break the palisade? So, a lot of mistakes here, I think, for me. And not in the sense that I'm throwing army in the conventional style of, oh, that's a mistake, he lost all his army. In the sense that I have army that's doing nothing. So what's the difference between having this army and not having this army for me? No difference. I didn't do anything with it. A lot of mistakes, and I get kind of annoyed that I see them, but at least in the future, if I'm ever in the same position, I might think about it, you know? Yeah, exactly, Pikeness. I often, and this is something that, like I said, I was having that chat with Roxy after the games. She noticed that in most of my games, let's say not all, maybe most of my games, I only pushed in one area. Alright? And this is like the perfect example of it. I always go in one area to attack, and against a player like Viper, Taro, even like MBL and Yo, for example, they know how to defend. They know what they're doing. You have to do smart things. You have to really make use of your army. Use the map. And I do this for lower level players, but against the very best, top 5, I tend to struggle. I tend to play a little bit too narrow-minded. Alright. Castle in the center. I don't think this is that bad for me, because I think I can contest this, but look, like, I'm only 3 vills ahead. I should be way further ahead in terms of economy. And the reason I'm not is because I invested so much into army. 3 stables. I invested way too much into army, and I did nothing for it with it. So now it's a perfectly even game. And that's bad because I have a way stronger early game civ. A way stronger early game Civ. And now his Civ starts to be better because now he's starting to get the infinite fish traps. He's going to start upgrading to harbors and really control the water. And so this is the time where I should be pushing and not him in the center of the map. Who am I top 5? I think at this point, I think Yo, Tato, Viper, MBL, and one more is a wild card. I'm not sure. Maybe Leary if he's playing well, but I don't think he's been playing well too well lately. So I'm gonna say Leary because I think he has the potential. Doubts boy, I think Doubts a little bit further out. I think he gets too like out mechanic. Like his mechanics just can't keep up in a lot of situations. But in terms of decision making, he's definitely up there, of course. Vivi, no, I don't think Vivi's there. Not on mixed settings. Alright, so I'm going for right decision now. I'm going for Cap Bram. Viper, what's his situation? Viper's pop is so high, by the way. Oh, actually, so is mine. Never mind, that's fine. He's gonna go for Halp switch. So notice how he's always doing transitions. And look, I'm only on 1 unit. Sure, I have Rams, but I'm still only on 1 unit. It's not a mistake. It's just, you know, I notice it. I'm only doing cavalry, whereas my opponent is doing proper transitions. Not saying I should have transitioned. I think what I did was fine here, but I'm just pointing it out. I want to see a show match between Viper and the Max to dispute place 6. I already beat him last time we played on Vubli, and I don't think that result will change. I think I can take Max, at least on DE, since I think I have more experience. Alright, so I think at this point, he's struggling. Now I have an area where I can potentially win, but I think I make the same mistake of not going to the outside to raid. Why did I not? This is one palisade wall. I can break this in 5 hits with Cavalier. Like, I don't understand. You will see what I'm talking about here in a second. Why I go straight to the middle. Like, listen, 1 ram, 10 cav here, alright? We can all agree, right? We can all agree that 1 ram, maybe all my rams, and 10 cav. But the rest of my cav can be here. Why am I only in the center? This is so bad. And look at my opponent. I'm 40 pop up. He's struggling. He's struggling. I have the full map control. Look at Viper's point of view. He sees nothing. He has this Arbalest here, giving him some vision. Other than that, he's all out defensive. What's stopping me? Oh my god. I'm 160 pop with Cavalier. Pretty much the strongest unit I can have at this point. Even versus Halbs, they will trade, you know, if cost effectively, or not cost effectively, but effectively if I have the numbers. Man. Again, I'm just camping. I'm just doing nothing. Why am I patrolling? Do I finally make a move here? I don't remember. Finally, I go to this side. Let's see what kind of damage I can do. But again, it's a little late though, because now Viper's on 134 pop. Before he was on 100 pop. So I finally go over to this side. Do I pressure this area? He's adding barracks. He's reacting to this pretty perfectly, and he's gonna send his Halbs over. If I did this a minute ago, it would have been much more effective, right? We can all agree on that. And I think even here, I don't commit. Yeah, I agree, fast hands. I'm definitely thinking of other stuff, but at this level, I should know better than to just camp. And now I don't even commit inside. I think that's the correct decision at this point. But why not commit 5? Just 5 to run around here, see what's happening. And it can still be good, honestly. I never split up my army. This is a big mistake here. Alright. And again, I'm not really transitioning off it. Finally, I'm doing a scrim transition. I'm trying to go for Paladin at this point as well.
Streamer I sub. Keep up the good work.
Hey, Digger, that means a lot, man. Thank you. Digger Aoe2 BY with a 2-month resub. I appreciate that, homie. And that means a lot. That means that I'm doing something right. Thank you, man. Maybe the transition was too slow into hand cannons? Okay, so let me talk about what was going through my mind here. Because I'm actually doing something that's really unconventional here. I'm going for Paladin, and I'm going for hand cannon. I'm going for 2 gold units, and I always say to not do that. I always say only go 1 gold unit, 1 trash unit. But the reason I go for this is because I'm feeling a little bit desperate. Not desperate in the sense that I can never win the game. Like, not, you know, I'm not like behind or anything. I think if I don't end the game fast, I will lose it. So I have kind of this timer at the back of my mind, that I feel like I have to end it really quickly or else I will lose the game. So that's why I'm going for hand cannon, paladin, and I think I will eventually try for siege ram as well. All right, so I just had to point that out there, that I'm doing this in a calculated way. But I think if I played smart, this game should have been already over in my favor. I think what Viper did was good, but it was very risky, and I had the moment to punish it, especially not letting him get to this lake. Imagine if he didn't have this lake. This lake gave him so much food for free. Oh, this is like, just this alone, just giving him this lake was enough reason for me to lose the game. Alright. And so now Paladin and hand cannon. This is actually a really good push for me. The problem is though that he raided me at the weirdest time. He's raiding me when I wanted to go for my push. Also, I lose my siege workshop that I had siege ram queuing up in, so the siege ram doesn't come in time, and my rams all go down here randomly. So all my rams go down, and now I'm thinking my push failed. I'm still getting raided. I didn't deal with it ever. And I didn't have siege ram in time. And at this point, I think this is when I not lost the game, but I, you know, maybe didn't win the game. You know, didn't end the game. This is pretty much my last chance to end the game, and I threw it. I still do a nice job raiding here, though. Let's see how much damage my raids do. So I'm gonna go to Viper's perspective. He's on 138 pop. Again, I still have a 30 pop lead all game, but there's always that Malay late game in the back of my mind. And now my paladins, sure they're doing damage, but it's not really cost effective because they're getting shredded by the halbs. Whereas his raiding is also doing damage and it's cost effective for him, so we're pretty much getting the same damage, although he drops some population. Comparing it to me, I actually get a pretty big advantage here, 160. Maybe there's a way to close it out. So I clear the raiding finally. But now, like, halbs are just too cheap for him. Like, he's not, even without the pop, like, even without having pop, it's so easy for him to just spam halbs and play defensive with them. And look, he's just saving his gold for late game, simple as that. Collecting relics, and, you know, using the water. Okay. One thing he does really well though is that he doesn't waste his resources, or he doesn't always keep his army in the same spot. Notice how his army queuing here, a castle here, some arbalests here. He's very flexible with his army. I think that's the best way to put it. Whereas me, I'm only down the center. And what's stopping me from, screw this area? What's stopping me from going here and pressuring 2 golds? Right? You see what I'm talking about here? Let's go to my perspective, because I still have the stronger unit. I still have initiative on the map here, but instead I always go down the center. But if I just go here and pressure this gold, for example, on this hill or this hill, pressure production, isn't that better than just sitting here where I can easily lose my cannons at any point? Persian trash archers to deal with the halbs. I didn't have a castle, that's why I didn't go for that. I was late to stone. I go on it now, but I got raided when I want to go on it, so that was the reason I went for hand cannons instead. So yeah, tunnel vision, I wouldn't say that far, Soxy. It wasn't that bad, because the middle hill is also important. Don't get me wrong. It's not like what I'm pushing here is that it's a complete mistake. It is that focusing all my attention here is a big mistake. Like, just couple bomber cannons just to hold this hill and then push this hill. Sorry, a couple hand cannons, not bomber cannons. And then push this hill. That would be a much stronger strategy than to go down the center. I don't want to view lock this one. Yeah, exactly. The forest, the cliff. I cannot push this. Look at this. And all his production is also here. That's an underrated thing as well. Every time I attacked him here, he's got his production. I waste some hussars. It's not the end of the world. Doubt is offering me coaching. What's up, Doubt? I don't know if you watched the series, but I think I played really well the first 3 games. Oh, not even actually, really well the first game only. And then games 2 to 4 were very close, but I made a lot of mistakes. And I think even Viper made a couple mistakes, or he wasn't playing the strongest civs, he was kind of playing a slightly weaker civs. And then the last 2 games I got completely rolled. Yeah, I'm exactly all my investments into one basket. Look at this, Viper spread out completely on the map. And now is when he wins the game completely. This is when he finally dealt with the early pressure. This is when my gold text didn't pay off, and this is when now he has all the water control. Well, he's missing this one, but he will get it soon. And I think at this point we can just fast forward the rest of the game. I lost. So I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward here. I'll stop it if there's another critical moment, but I think at this stage I'm now forced to play trash, and Persian trash isn't bad, but on this map where he has infinite food on the water, it's kind of short. It falls short to melee. All right. So I think yeah, at this point I was just thinking about anything I could do better at this stage. Maybe trying to pressure the water, prevent him from getting there, but I don't see it. I don't see it. And if you can take a look here, he's just trading versus paladins. He doesn't want to win the game. He's not really pressuring my economy that well. He's not pushing with siege, but he's always taking trades versus paladins, and that's important for him. Just trying to out resource me pretty much. He's playing the matchup to perfection. I said at the start of the game that Malay should be really weak on this map compared to Persians, and I still think if I was to redo this game, I would still pick Persians. That's the crazy part. But he just played Malay to perfection, and he played on every one of my mistakes perfectly. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Viper played this one. I didn't really see a single mistake from him so far. Did you guys notice that I never pointed out a mistake that Viper made this game? I didn't see any, honestly. Like, I'm talking not like a micro slip, like he lost an extra archer. I'm talking like decision-wise. There was like nothing that he really did, honestly. And so now I'm still playing. I have my Hussars out, but I still have a higher population. But the reason why I cannot win really at this point is because of how much stronger Malay are in late game, and just that fact that he has also the relics. So if I had the relics, I might have been able to win. I had only one. I think he had 3 or 4. He only has 2 so far. No, third one coming in. I think there might be only 4 relics on cross. I'm not sure. Maybe there's 5. Regardless, we'll keep an eye on that. But so far, he's got 3 relics to his name. I wanted to make fun of you, the Khmer game, but then you got that Khmer game on Steph versus me. Yeah, and I have Khmer versus Leary as well, so... everyone lost to Khmer at some point in the past couple weeks. No one can make fun of each other. That is very true. Oh man, that Khmer game was a disaster. I won't go over it today, but I think I will cast the rest of these. I'll go over them another day. The last relic is northeast, so northeast... Where is it? I'm not sure. Well, here? Where's the relic? Northeast of his base. Ah, here, yeah. So he's gonna have 4 relics. Yeah, true. True. And that was secure him to win. Notice how, though, even with the relics, he's still playing with food army. He's playing with food army. He's just chilling. And we trade for a long time here. I don't even know if I will finish the rest of this game. Maybe I will, just for YouTube, so they don't get cut out. But I will fast forward it, because it's a lot of back and forth trading. But I think I've covered the important areas of the game, like just him getting to the stage with Malay versus Persians. It's definitely something special, because Persians should absolutely dominate this matchup early game. Early game. Ah, he didn't take the 4th relic because his chat told him and he thought he would be cheating to take it. Interesting. That's very gentleman of him, actually. I would have took that. I would have gobbled that shit up. That if my chat told me about the relic, I'd be like, hey, thank you, chat. We take those boys. Bring that 4th relic in. I guess that's the difference between Viper and me. But yeah, so I go for the trash expos. And I don't think it's that effective versus Arbalest, honestly. Yeah, as you can see here, the fights are not going my favorite at all. Yeah, this game was a really nice one. But like I said, I think at this point, I got completely out-resourced. And now, the Malay late game is so deadly because, first of all, he has Bracer. I don't. Second of all, he has free two-handed swordsman. I have free crossbows, but like I said, they kind of die to the Arbalest. And I have Hussar, but I'm down relics. I have... he has 3 relics to my 1. He has potentially 4. And now he's going to take control of the lake and start fishing here too. It's absolutely crazy, his map control. I have really no words. Like, I don't think he made one mistake this game. I watched Nilly for tournaments and Hera to troll him. Well, I'll take the viewer. Without watching to troll me? Joke's on him. That's +1 viewer for me. It's fine though. I watched Doubt to sleep as well, so it's you know, it's fine. It goes both ways. I give him back the viewer as well. So I go for Hussars and trash expos, goldless expos if someone's not familiar with the name. And the fights go like this, like pretty much me running into a brick wall of Arbalest, and I slowly clear it up, sure, but every time I'm close to it, he just runs the Arbalest back. It's crazy. He just kind of starved me from gold. Oh yeah, versus fire, that was really funny. Yeah, I had to laugh. When you were talking about rescheduling, I'd lost it. He said, "Yo, it's lagging." That's like, okay, let's reschedule. And if anyone knows fire and the scheduling, you know why that's really funny. Yeah, I was dying in the chat, I have to admit. All right, I watched the out instead of going to church. Oh boy. Yeah, this game, like I said, at this point, is there anything I can do? So I want to see one last thing. Notice how I'm still committing to the center a lot, and this is fine because I'm clearing him up, but I do end up winning the center very shortly. Okay, so let's go to the point where I win the center. I want to talk about what I do after that, because I think there might be some sort of comeback here. Like, this is a good move. So I cleared up his Arbalest by target fire. A little bit overambitious here. I should probably pull back. Not waste my expo. Oh, I go forward, actually. I'm ballsy, okay. I'm not sure if this is correct for me, though. Ah, it ends up actually being not too bad. So this is good. I like these trades because it's getting me a lot of cost-efficient fights, because he's reinforcing where I'm always fighting. But after this, I want to talk about something. He's, by the way, raiding me on the side all game. I want to talk about whether I could have pushed him off these lakes. Because if I can take him off these lakes, I hurt a very good part of his food income, and these are very exposed. Like, he's not defending that much. 1 cannon galleon, that's it. Over on this side, he's got 1 galleon and 1 cannon galleon. It's not that much. I could have easily invested into killing the lakes, but I just never went for it. Yeah, the trash expos did help out for a while. That is very true. But then the problem came when I started to run out of wood as well. Like, when I was looking to the sides to take wood, it started to become a little bit more dangerous. Yeah, he didn't have a lot of farms. That's very true. Yeah, 1 farmer left for him, actually. Maybe 7 here. He has harbors? Yeah, but harbors don't do that much damage to infantry. They're fine. So again, big battles, just trading. And the question is, I have 2 castles available. I put 1 in the center. Instead of that, what if I put a castle here? But then he has a cannon galleon, though, to take it out. I don't think that would have worked. Let me see his food. Because, like, imagine I castle both sides at the same time, and I just repair the castle just to kill all his fish. If I can successfully kill all his fish, does he lose the game? There's something in there. I'm not sure if it would be a good play, but there's something in there. After I killed this fish, he said it was disrespect. It was like my last resort. I said maybe if I can take away the fish, but it's not a real possibility, honestly. Alright, so the castle's in the center. I'm not gonna lie, this move is actually not too bad for me. I think I kind of get back some advantage. Take a look at the pop difference. It's almost the same. Almost the same pop, but I kind of get back some advantage here. I have these two woodlines. Does he have woodlines still? He's taking this one. He's taking this one. Oh, but you know why he doesn't need that much wood? Because he's not reseeding farmers. That's the difference between me and him. I have to reseed farmers. He doesn't. So my wood is always low because I need, first of all, I'm making expos, which costs a lot of wood. Second of all, I have to reseed farms. He never had to do that. Yeah, exactly. Viper always constantly raiding me. Like throughout, he's always raiding me. Look at me, down the center as usual. I'm not raiding here at all. At all. Why am I not raiding here, here, here? It's like I only play down the center. And look, I have 50 expo. Doing absolutely nothing under this castle. Absolutely nothing. This is the big difference here, I think. I think we're onto something, boys. So, I'm going to play some games after. And I'm going to just try and keep these points in mind that I'm kind of gathering from these games. I'm going to keep the points in mind that I need to be raiding a lot more throughout the game. Throughout the game. Yeah, I commented on that before as well. Focusing in the center and not raiding. I commented on that in previous games as well. This series has been all about that, to be honest. Okay, sorry about that. I had a care package in. Shout out to mom. Okay. I lose the castle. I snipe 2 trebs though, and then I end up losing my cannon. But again, I'm always in the center, and it's good. This actually, the reason why I learned to play this way, I've been playing this game for 6 years, and throughout the years, I went into different styles. And at one point, I was the guy that always raided. And I think especially in my Han War era, where I was playing only Arabia Huns, I learned to raid like crazy. And I was the player that would always sneak Hisar like this. This is kind of my style. But the reason I kind of went into this center push style is that it actually works so well against most players. 90% of players will lose to these kind of pushes. Even 95, I would say. But Viper and maybe MBL, maybe Yo, I think those kind of players, it doesn't work for Tato as well in there. It doesn't work for them. You can't push one area. They know how to defend. They know what they're doing. And for that reason, I have to look to make it a little bit more complicated for that.
Shout out to mom. Tell her I say hi.
Holy shit, Matt with the 3,000 bits, man. I appreciate that. I get some hypes in the chat for Matt's 3k bits there. I will actually tell her that you said hi later. I'm going to tell her Matt said hi, and then she's going to be like, what? And then I'll be like, don't worry about it. Titanic Lord, what's up? Viper plays very lean early? Is that clean or lean? I've gone 2k6 in 6 years? I've gone 2k6 in 2 years, actually. But it was only on Arabia Huns, so it didn't mean that much. And yeah, at this point, just take a look at the game, man. Like, I'm literally look at the resources of Viper. I'm literally running into a brick wall down the center, and he's just constantly raiding me on the sides as well. That's nuts. Yeah, I think Viper's late game is really good, and I think he plays a bit greedy in early game, and that's kind of how I capitalized on it in the first couple games. But yeah, when it comes to late game, there's definitely a lot of things that he does way better. This is especially impressive from him because, like, just because of how hard it was to defend, like, with a civ disadvantage. Like, Persians should dominate Malay. If I had to read this game, I would still pick Persians. I wouldn't pick Malay. I'm confident that Persians is the way better civ. And I think that's why it's really impressive from him. He held against a really strong early game civ. Continue fast forwarding here. Nikov with the raid. Thank you, Nikov. I appreciate that. I hope you had a good stream, my man. I'm just kind of slowly going over some games that I played versus Viper in the show match a couple days ago. Hope you had a good stream, my man. Welcome to Nikov's viewers. Sugar daddy, oh boy. I don't like that term. I don't like that term. But yeah, I'm cleaning up one army in the center, and there's just raids everywhere, man. Like, it's just nuts. And one thing he was doing was fucking annoying. He was taking out my market. Like, I just never had a market when I needed it. I literally never had a market when I needed it, because he always used to take it out. Sugar Habibi? Yeah, that might be a little bit better. Yeah. So I think we can all agree here that finally I'm starting to raid him here, and I actually find some success here. So I raided him here and I got some vills. I pushed him off this wood line. My raids, when I do them, have good effects, but I just don't do them often enough, and I'm not flexible enough. T90 farms, it's just because I keep getting raided. I keep getting raided, and so like before I had this all these farms filled out, but now it looks like I have like a random stray farm at the back of my base. I'm not even using half these farms. You're gonna notice. Yeah. At this point, look at him. Like, look at my resources. Look at Viper's resources. Holy shit! It's impossible to win this game. It's completely impossible to win this game at this point. So, first of all, I tried to go for the water play here. I killed some fish, but it obviously doesn't matter. He remakes them even. He wants to keep the ratio perfect. 5k fruit for him, and I'm running out of wood here and there as well. Walling your sides have done anything? Not at this stage, I don't think. Maybe at some point in early imp could have worked. And there's the GG call for me. So maybe walling the sides at some point in early imp. In fact, I put that as a point to improve on. I'll show you the no bad in a second here. I think the reason I lost this game, one of the main reasons, first of all, I overreacted to his aggression. He went for 5 archers in early castle. I made 3 stables and a defensive siege workshop. I only need 2 stables realistically, and maybe the siege workshop if I really feel like I need to extra defense against the crossbows. And then I also let him get this lake on the side. So that was my 2 early game mistakes, I think. I'm talking early game like up to Imperial Age. And then in castle, late castle, early imp, I was so tunnel vision on this little gap here. I wanted to go through here. That was the only way I wanted to win this game. I wanted to go through here, like right through the middle. Whereas I could have went around here. He only a palisade wall for the longest of times. I could have went on this hill, took out his production. I could have went on this hill, took out the gold. And I did some good pushes. I don't think this was an easy game for him to hold on to. I think, it definitely was. Like not everyone can hold on here. I had some good moments. But he was always confident in his defense at any point in time because I didn't make it hard for him. I attacked only in one area. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. So let's go for the notepad here. And I'm making this video because a lot of people ask me, they know they're making mistakes, but they don't know how to improve. They don't know how to watch the rec and analyze it. And this is the way to do it. This is how I do it at least. I make a notepad. I watch some games, and I don't do this often anymore, but I used to do it a lot. And then I just take some notes on my gameplay and on my opponent's gameplay. It's important to learn from your opponent as well. Even if you win, I won the last 2 games that I analyzed, and this is what I came up with. I have 6 points to improve, and only 1 pro that I found in both games. So there's a lot to improve, as you can see. Even when you win games, there's still a lot to improve. Okay, so I think the pro in this game. I don't think it was one that stood out, to be honest. I think it was just a couple moves, a couple things to improve, which is, again, don't overreact to aggression, and again, raiding. So raiding and more raiding. I'm going to add one more, though, is be flexible with army. Don't group all in one spot. So this is not necessarily to do with raiding. Obviously, when you raid, you want to split up your army. But I'm saying even when I'm not raiding, I still have to be flexible with my army. I don't need all my scouts together. Like in the early game, I needed 3 scouts together and 1 scout here patrolling. I just be a little bit more flexible. I don't have to group all my army together, all right? And then, like I said, don't overreact to aggression. I did a big mistake with that this game. And then fast attack switches. Well, you can argue that I needed hand cannons or crossbows faster. But I think if I fixed the other mistakes, I would have won this game a lot easier, or at least had a much better run at winning it than what I did here. All right. So that's gonna be it for the YouTube video. So if you guys did enjoy this one, let me know if you want to see more of this in the future. I still have 3 more games from this show match to go over. I might do that in the future if this is well received. So let me know in the comments below if you guys want to see more of this. In general, and more of this versus Viper in this best of 7 show match. That's going to be it for this video though, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.